Hi folks, my name is Randy Clark. I'm a pharmacist with Wahlberg Family Pharmacy. Today I'm with Kylie Lewis. Kylie is a pharmacist with Wahlberg Family Pharmacies as well. She's our clinical care coordinator. And today we're going to talk about the coronavirus vaccine that is available to us. So let's get started with some questions. So hi Kylie.
Hi Randy.
Tell me, when and where will I be able to get this vaccine that we've been hearing so much about?
So Pennsylvania is following the CDC guidelines and doing a phase approach in distribution. Actually, they just updated their phases last week. And we are going to be distributing it in 2 phases. These phases are based on the availability of the vaccine as well as the risk level of the patient. So phase 1 is subdivided into 3 phases. We have phase 1A, which are our healthcare workers, our doctors, nurses, their clinical staff, as well as dentists, pharmacists, technicians, and long-term care facility residents.
Okay. As well as the staff at the long-term care facilities?
That is correct.
Okay.
Phase 1B will be the next to receive the vaccination. And this includes our frontline workers, our police officers, correctional officers, postal service, as well as our educators, our teachers and daycare staff, those that are taking care of our children.
Oh, good. Great.
As far as general population in phase 1B, this would include those 75 and older who are at a higher risk of hospitalization if they contract the virus. Then we have phase 1C, which are other essential workers, as well as the general population that's 65 and older or 16 and older with an underlying condition.
Very good.
And then we have phase 2, which is our final phase. This will include all other people in the population that have not been vaccinated yet, as long as we have enough supply, which when we enter phase 2, we're hoping to have enough supply to meet the demand of those being vaccinated.
Great. Children, should they be vaccinated?
Right now there are 2 vaccines on the market. There's the Pfizer vaccine, which is indicated for ages 16 and older, and the Moderna vaccine, which is indicated for ages 18 and older. Currently, there are studies underway to see whether the vaccine will be safe and effective in our children population. Much like other vaccines, we want to test the vaccine in our adult population and then gradually work down an age group. Okay,
very good. So when I have an opportunity to get the vaccine at the pharmacy or perhaps a clinic, which vaccine will I be receiving?
So due to storage restrictions of the Pfizer vaccine, in the pharmacy setting you will be receiving the Moderna vaccine.
Okay, so the Pfizer vaccine is the one that needed the ultra cold storage, right?
That's correct.
So that would be hospitals and those type of facilities.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So I hear a lot about this vaccine, that it's some new technology involved, mRNA. Could you elaborate?
So the mRNA vaccine is different than our traditional vaccines. So traditionally there's 4 types of vaccines. We have our live attenuated vaccine, in which a weakened virus is injected to elicit an immune response. The second one is the inactivated vaccine, in which the virus is inactivated completely and then injected. So this would be like your flu vaccine.
Oh, okay.
The third type is the polysaccharide recombinant vaccine. So this would include your...
Would the Pneumovax vaccine be one of those?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Your pneumonia vaccines would be in this category. And the fourth and final is the toxoid, which uses a toxin from the pathogen to elicit the immune response.
Okay, very good.
How the mRNA is different than the traditional vaccines is it uses a piece of messenger RNA or an mRNA that codes for a specific spike protein found on the outside of the COVID-19 virus. The messenger RNA is then taken in by your immune cells and read by the ribosomes. The ribosomes read this blueprint for this spike protein and recreate the protein. It then presents it on the outside of the cell. It's important to note that the mRNA never mixes with your DNA. It's read by the ribosome, destroyed, and they recreate the protein. When the protein is presented on the outside of your immune cell, your immune system responds. It recognizes the spike protein as foreign and creates antibodies to protect you against the virus. That way, when you're out and about and come in contact with the COVID-19 virus, you already have these antibodies in your arsenal ready to go to fight the virus and protect you from a severe illness.
Okay. So is the Moderna vaccine better than the Pfizer? Or are they very similar in their efficacy?
That's a great question, Randy. So the Moderna is 94.1% effective against COVID-19 virus, and the Pfizer is 95% effective against the virus. So both vaccines are fairly effective in protecting you against the COVID-19 virus.
Sure, great, great. So after I get my first dose, how long do I need to wait for the second dose?
So if you receive the Pfizer vaccine, you will get your second dose in 21 days. If you receive the Moderna vaccine, which is what we will be providing at our clinics,
Okay.
You will receive the second dose in 28 days.
Okay, so 4 weeks later. Very
Correct.
good. Okay. Is there any cost associated with this vaccine for the consumer?
At this time, there's no cost for you.
Okay, great. So safety, talk to me about the safeness of it and the side effects of the vaccine.
So far in the clinical trials, both vaccines have proven to be safe.
Okay.
Like with all vaccines, there are some risks of side effects, such as a severe allergic reaction, but more commonly, people complain of a sore arm, redness, or swelling at the site of injection, as well as headache, fatigue, or possibly chills and fever, but these usually subside after a few days. I don't know about you, Randy, but I'll take a sore arm over that unable to breathe, hospitalization, unable to taste or smell that comes with getting the COVID virus.
Oh, I would agree with you, Kylie, there. I think it's just a temporary inconvenience for what could be a very serious illness, right, the COVID. So glad to get that vaccine. I think everyone should. Hope we do. So how will I know when I can get my second dose? Will you contact me? What will be the procedure there?
When you receive your first dose of the vaccine, you'll be given a vaccine card,
okay,
which indicates which type of vaccine you got, as well as the date that you got it, and the date of your second shot.
Okay.
We will try our best to contact you to remind you about your second dose, but it's really up to you to put it in your calendar. Take a picture of that vaccine card and remember to get that second dose, because it's very important for the efficacy to get both doses.
Very good. So we have a couple different kinds of vaccines. Are they interchangeable?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
If you receive the Moderna vaccine for dose 1, you must get Moderna for dose 2. Okay. And the same applies to Pfizer.
Okay, thank you. So if someone has been infected with the COVID-19, do they still need to get the vaccine?
Yes, we do recommend that you still get the vaccine, even if you've already been infected with COVID. If you have a current illness, you need to wait until that subsides before getting the vaccine. The other thing is if you've already had the virus, you can prolong getting vaccinated up to 90 days, as you should have some immunity to the virus.
Okay, very good. So three months afterwards, I could start to think about getting the vaccine.
Right. Or even if you wanted to get it, as soon as you're feeling better, you can do that too.
Very good. Now, once I have the vaccine, do I still need to wear a mask? What about social distancing? What do you advise there?
The CDC does recommend that you continue to wear masks, covering your nose and your mouth, even if you've received both doses of the vaccine. We need to continue washing our hands and following social distance practicing, up to 6 feet away from people, keeping our distance. We just need to do everything we can to fight this virus.
Sure, makes sense. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Kylie. Very good information. Would you like to add any comments, any thoughts, final thoughts?
One final thought, Randy. I do believe that the vaccine is safe and effective, and that we need to protect our community and our grandparents and our family and friends. And this is one way that we can combat the COVID-19 virus.
Very good. Thank you, Kylie. And I agree. It's definitely important to get this vaccine. We really want to protect our community, ourselves, and it's the right thing to do, quite frankly. Thanks, everyone, for joining us today. Kylie, thank you for your information. It was very helpful. I would ask that you just keep in touch with us. I'll be watching for more information. As we learn more, we'll be glad to share that with you so we can all be up to date with this vaccination process. Thank you.